you want to set up a scavenger hunt for your beginning of semester or school year, here's a couple of things I have done. So first of all, I created a worksheet of all the things I wanted my students to find out. So students will go to different QR codes, scan them, and then the information for each one would be behind a QR code to find out a bit more about the class. Now, another way of doing it would be to create just one QR code and have them use this particular workflow. So what I've done here is set up a form. Let's say there's 6 different stations or places you would like for them to go. So we've had 6 here. And then from each one, then you have to make some decisions. So I've added in a new section. To add a section break in a Google form, you press this button here, so add section. I've already got several in there, so I'm actually going to get rid of that one so it's out of the way. There we go. So under station 1, if a student selects 1, then let's say I want them to find out what they're going to be learning in class. Here's where they would find things out. Now I'm going to add an image in associated with this. I made a Google Slides. Now I can't link it to these Google Slides, but what I can do is download the slide as a JPEG, so an image picture, and I can choose to upload that image. Let me back up a step here. In fact, I can just drag it and drop it in here. It will upload. So when students open this station, they will see this. Now the question is, let's say the question is list 3 things that you will learn in Fitness for Life. I could either have them enter it down here, actually within the form, or I could have them, if I was going to use a worksheet instead, just have them fill it in on the worksheet. Now the key after this is once they have submitted their answer, is it tells them where to go next. So let's have a look at this now and see how it works by looking at a live form. So here we are. This is what the students will see when they scan the QR code. I am working on station 1. I click next. It takes me to station 1 and it says, okay, here's 3 things I will learn in PE. Let's say I'm going to put CPR, SMART goals, and FIT principle. All right, so now next is going to take me directly to station number 2. Now this one here, how many minutes I get to change each day? Well, they're not going to know that without an image in there. So let's back up there, scroll down to my section here, and I'm going to click on the image button. And again, I'm going to drag in an image. So now they can see how many minutes they have. Now, the change I've done here is it's a short answer text, but I have a response validation added. I'm going to remove it so I can show you how we do that. So if I click on these dots at the side there, I can select response validation. And because I know I want them to put a number in, which is 4 numbers, which is number 4, I can then select what that number is. Now it's going to be equal to, because it's exactly 4, and there, and I need to put in the custom error text. I need to spell as well. So if they get the wrong number in there, that's what it will show them, and they can go from there. And then again, if I want them to go, once they've finished that, straight onto station 3, then I would do that. So let's go back and look at the live form again now. So we go to station 1. We've figured some things out that we are going to learn. And we move on to station number 2. If I put 5 in here and click next, it says, oops, no, you've got that wrong. So I can go back and now try and 4. And now it will send me to station 3. So that is one way of doing it. There's a few other little tweaks that you can make. Just added a new little twist onto this. So let's say I have done station 2, but I want to add a location. So I want to send my students to different places, but I don't want them to know where they're going until they finish the previous station. So what I've done here is under station 2, it tells them where to go, and then it asks them to enter the code. So that will be a code they would find once they got to the fitness center or whatever place you wanted to send them to. Now I did have to add an additional section on here in order to make it work. So if they put that code in, it will then unlock this information right here. So let's take a look and see what that looks like now. So maybe my group are starting on number 2, and we find out what we're going to learn in the class. CPR, let's just put one thing in there for now. And then it says, okay, go to the fitness center. We make our way to the fitness center. We see the code we're looking for. And again, I've put in, if I response validation. So if I get the code wrong, then it's not going to let me carry on. Click next. Now I can find out how many minutes I get to change each day, and I can go to the next station. So that's just another little tweak that you can add on to have the students find out the information as they go along. So kind of the third way to do this is to have all the information that you want on separate QR codes. So I have a folder here that contains all the information that I want my students to see. And what I need to do is basically make a QR code for each of these separate things so that they can scan them and then it will take them to that. So to do that, I'm going to open up one of the files here, the iPad protocol. And let me back up a second here. When it opens, it will show me this as a slide edit. Now what I can do is, if I go to the end of the URL here, normally you will see edit in there. So at this point here, I'm going to get rid of this last bit and change it to preview. And this is the URL I'm going to use. So I'm going to copy that. And I've opened up, if you just Google QR code generator, you'll get a few different ones out there. But I'm going to click in here and paste that URL, and it's just created a QR code. Now I can download that, and I could also copy it. And what I have made in here is a master document, which I'll show you in a moment. And let's pretend that one's going to be QR code number 7. I can now paste that code in there, and if that is printed off, it will take them directly to this particular slide here. Now there is one other way that you can make a QR code. Chrome extensions, all these little symbols I have up here are extensions, which means I don't have to go to another website. This one here, the quick QR code generator, same thing. If I click on that, it will give me a QR code, and again, I can copy it, go back to my document, and then paste it in there. So I've got my QR codes in the right place. Now, if you don't know how to get these extensions, you go to the Chrome Web Store, which normally if you open Chrome, this apps part here, click on Web Store, and then if I just type in there QR code generator, and it'll give me some different options that I have. This is the one that I'm using, quick QR code generator, and it asks me to rate it because I've already added it to Chrome. So that's another option for you as well.